Imagine earning the top director and prestige trip in your first year as a sales director. Imagine earning a check of over $55,000 in 1 month and over $8 million in commissions. Well, your next speaker not only imagined it, she did it. And in 1986, she started her Mary Kay business and was on the road to success. She earned 9 top sales director and 9 prestige trips. That means that she earned a trip every single year until she became a national sales director. She was queen of unit sales twice, a top sales director nationwide 6 times, and she led her unit to the $1 million Circle of Excellence 8 times. She also reached the highest honor in Mary Kay when she was named the annual Go Give winner in 1994. Debuting as a national sales director out of the Nan Stroud area in 2000, she is proud to have Julia Burnett, Leah Loughlin, and the late Barbara Johnson debut as national sales directors from her area. A 9-time Inner Circle National, this year she achieved for the first time the distinguished category of Top 10 National nationwide. Let's watch.
Chin up, keep smiling, big days on the horizon for anyone willing to play. You gotta move, you can't lose, get in the groove, you can't lose. Speed bumps only make you aware. It starts in your heart, so reach for the stars. You know you got charm, you can't do no harm. I'm making a move. Get up, Mr. Sun is shining on me. I'm making a move. I got joy all through my soul. I'm making a move.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Independent Executive National Sales Director, Pamela Waldrop Shaw.
These mountains, these giants will fall at a single word.
Good morning, Diamond Seminar. Good morning. Woo! Oh my goodness, I am so excited to be here with you. And congratulations. There are so many victories wafting around this room. Can you feel them? You know, Mary Kay often said, there are people who make things happen, there are people who watch things happen, and then there are people who wonder, what happened? So regardless if you're the person who's packing your bags for the Bahamas, or if you're still looking around wondering how the world did she get 3 new star recruiters on her team and earn that cruise? We're all at the starting gate, full of anticipation and hope. What will the next 350 days hold? How will you write this chapter of your story? It's regret, not defeat, that will draw the biggest price tag from you. My heart spills over in joy and gratitude for the women closest to me, our epic NSDs, the unique, intelligent, creative Julia Burnett leading the Passionate Revolution area, and the brilliant, disciplined, and exceptional Leah Loughlin leading the exceptional Unleashed area, the talented leaders in the Shaw area, and all of those women who make up our epic family. I thank God daily for our shared journey, and I'm beyond grateful to stand here representing your success. You know, it's easy to get inspired and be certain in this environment of the most impressive, entertaining seminar put on by our epic president and Team US, but it will be another thing when you walk into your kitchen, your laundry room upon re-entry, experience a little rejection, encounter the busy of a school calendar, fall festival, holidays, hormones, and in the messy of our lives, relationships and life in general. And since those are a given for us all at some season, we have to address the bigger questions in how we seize unlimited opportunities or how we choose to sleepwalk through life. The answer is simple. It's in how you approach the power of right now. Because your future isn't based on your past, your history, your failures, your family, or your zip code. It will be on how loudly and how intentionally you live in right now. Nobody remains the same or achieves greater success. It doesn't work that way. To grow means to change. And to change means to let go of, to shed, to choose differently, to think differently. So let me ask you right here, right now, how big can you dream? Consider, if you could have, be, do, or accomplish anything in and through your Mary Kay business this seminar year, what would it be? I was a toddler when Mary Kay Ash opened the doors to her company. I know that means most of you were a sperm. Oh, how beautifully interwoven our lives have become when someone lives out her best life, leaving a red carpet for you to step into. You know, I was never a kid who had rock star or movie star posters in my bedroom. My role models were my mother and some first ladies. I was a little put off at all the hubbub surrounding Mary Kay until I came to seminar. Sitting right about there, I was, of course, entertained with the dance corps and all of their performances. In fact, true disclosure, when that seminar was over, I wasn't sure if I wanted to come back and audition to perform with them or pursue directorship. True story. I think I chose well, but just so you know. When Mary Kay Ash came out, there was something. I found tears running down my face. I knew the Lord was showing me a person and a voice who would guide my life this side of heaven. And although many of her words have shaped the way I think, the way I have worked and parented and led and served and lived today, what strikes me most loudly is that her wisdom was intuitive. It was so anointed, because only since then has science validated her core psychology. It was Leadership 1996 in San Antonio, Texas. The company took the $1 million directors by horse-drawn carriage to a restaurant privately reserved. Pink roses and waterfalls cascaded each table as a dozen or so of us walked in the room. Mary Kay did her usual. She ate appetizer with one table, moved to the next for entree, and the next for dessert. But by the end, we had all pulled up our chairs around to be just as close to her as we could. Normally, like little girls, we'd look in her purse and we'd ask her personal questions about Richard, and she would answer them and tell us very witfully, always. But that day she was more serious. The conversation shifted to what and who she wanted us to be in her absence. And that day she asked us, one by one, looking us in the eye, will you pass it on? In February, the next month, she had her stroke, never to speak again. Today, I want to reiterate 3 of her frequent sayings that if not only I have repeated often, but I've also invested deeply in learning, living, and passing forward. First one, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, catchy, but the truth is deep. Today, science affirms this on a cellular level. Many of you think you can't. Your memory, your history, your fear, it sabotages thinking that you can. I'm going to invite you to change your thinking, because when you change your thinking, you'll change your experience. Monday through Friday, I go to the gym at 8:30 in the morning. The workout's on a board. I don't see it until I get there. The coach is ready to explain, guide, and encourage. Sometimes I look at the whole board and I start to think things like, oh my goodness, that is one heavy tire. Oh my gosh, they have no idea how old I am. And I'm not telling them. Mary Kay also would say that a woman who'll tell her age will tell anything, so that is not anything in my gym knows. In fact, a guy asked me the other day, how old are you? I said, how old do you think I am? He goes, 38. I was like, that is a good answer. And you are my new best friend. But then the workout starts, one rep at a time, one set at a time. And you know what? I just focus on that 30 seconds, that minute at a time. And before I know it, an hour has passed. 800 calories are burned. Endorphins are high. And I'm ready to launch my day. I've never walked out of a workout, and I've never quit before it's over. And the same holds up in your work day. You just have to respect the right now in the moment of right now. Hey, run the mile you're on. Instead of asking if you can or how hard it's going to get down the road, focus on right now, what you're doing right now, and ask how big can you do it right now. Your future is in the power of your now. If you think you can, and if you think you can't, you know, we think 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, yet 90% of those thoughts are exactly the same ones that we thought yesterday. The thoughts you think have everything to do with your destiny. The same thought leads to the same belief. The same belief leads to the same choice. The same choice will give you the same outcome. The same behavior creates the same experience, and the same experience, the same emotion or expectation. If you want a different outcome, you've got to think a new thought. I can't slow down the clock, but I can capture and control rogue thoughts, replace them with powerful, visionary, and faith-filled ones, and I can choose healthier with my time and consumption, what I imbibe, from drink to nutrition to technology to social media and news. Each thought, each thing I hear, it turns into real matter inside my brain and body. And you know what? Science doesn't care if you believe this or not, it is. We can't tolerate a wandering mind or passively condone runaway, fear-driven, resentful, regretful thoughts. If you want to change your results, it's a matter of willingness. If you live in a familiar past, then you're stuck in a predictable future. Miracles start to happen when you give more energy to your dreams than you do to your fears, your what-ifs, your limiting beliefs, and your regrets. The opportunity to be an overcomer is to give up the hope that the smaller negative thoughts will just go away. Choosing is powerful because when you think, you create. What you feel, you attract. And what you imagine, you'll become. The voice you believe will determine the future you experience. If you think you can, you can. Next up, the 3-foot rule. Without exception, every seminar, every leadership or career conference, when Mary Kay spoke, she challenged us with this action, and I took it to heart. I'm talking with sweaty palms, wearing my most affordable fall-in-the-mall shoes. Do y'all know what fall-in-the-mall shoes are? They're cheap shoes with cheap heels, and when you walk on tile, you kind of fall in the mall, as you're walking through. So that's me, not very courageous, falling in the mall in my best cheap shoes I could afford. I initiated meeting people with business cards, old school business cards, like paper, ones that you tear something off of, and the bold courage of handing them an ink pen to fill out their contact info. You can be the most socially awkward person, but fully convinced because you love our company and you love our product so much that your enthusiasm bypasses her subconscious mind, and that woman within 3 feet of you says yes. Or you can be a 10-talent person, but ignore this courage challenge and walk right past your next offspring because your head's in Instagram or some other social media. You'll miss your superstar because you think the facial box at the nail salon is your next appointment. Your future is in the courage you draw on right now when nobody's watching. When you think, that's right, when you think, I should give my card out to her, what do you normally do? Well, interrupt your pattern. In the now. When? In the moment of right now. What would happen if 5 to 6 days a week you followed Mary Kay's 3-foot rule? Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. Change, I have to pass out 3 cards today. 2, I get to network and tell somebody just how great Mary Kay is today. If you know that your promotion is connected to the number of people that you see and that hand selection of those people is a difference maker, then only lazy or fear stops you from doing that. Knock, knock. Opportunity or opposition, it depends on how you see it. Sometimes what looks like trouble is training. Which do you want to define your journey? Fear or courage? Whenever there's fear, you simply have not made up your mind. Only your mind can produce fear. The power of now gives you about 5 seconds to interrupt your pattern and make the best choice. Your future is in your now. The 3-foot rule. Pay attention, open your eyes, look around, be more aware. The last one is, fake it till you make it. This is not be fake. The phrase means walk in the actual of your future vision. Mary Kay was light years ahead of scientific discoveries that frame visualization. When you start to feel the emotions of your future, you see the win, you visualize a celebration, you imagine all the people your success and increase will impact, and in that instant, your heart begins to respond very differently. You won't get where you want to go tomorrow living like you did today. So faking it means believing so convincingly in your desired future and outcome that you walk faster towards it, more assuredly with a focused, confident eye on exactly what's next. Yeah, but Pam, and then you start to tell your story and your struggle and your circumstance. And I want to say to you today, ladies, embrace your struggle, unless it's the exact same struggle you had a year ago. And if that's the case, wake up to your right now. Pivot. Personal growth is the only guarantee that tomorrow is going to get better. Each promotion you take requires a new version of yourself, one that builds on growth without returning to habits of demise. Don't you want to live large and in a future vision that's so captivating that you have to learn how to meditate and breathe to fall asleep at night because you sustained this level of excitement at home? You could not sleep at home on the amount of sleep that you sleep on here because it's so exciting. So if you want to live in an exciting world, to wake up in anticipation of a great day, like when you were a kid, remember when you were going on a field trip and you would wake up that morning early and you were ready to go? When you work from your lane and your vision, you also get to stop comparing. Now, won't that be liberating? If I use someone who's living in her strengths as my inspiration, then we're operating in the beauty of God's connectivity. But if I compare myself to you, I either dismiss my amazing gifts, perhaps not fully developed, against your strongest developed talent, or I judge your life on your most polished Instagram post against my day of greasy hair and a sugar binge. Wasted energy, wasted mental energy. The only reason somebody else's success makes you feel uncomfortable and you're challenged fully celebrating her is that deep down you know you're not living your best right now. When you're living your best, you can celebrate everyone. Everybody you meet is afraid of something. That's right. Everybody you meet is afraid of something. She loves something in someone, and she has lost something or someone. Everybody. The law of entanglement connects us as sisters. You and me at our best. You at your best, me at my best. It makes a massive positive impact on each other, on our community, and on our world. But if either of us is choosing to live less than, under talent, under godly high-end thinking, not dreaming big or growing or impacting those around us, then we negatively impact each other. As I think of 55 years of beautiful and completely different personalities of national sales directors who have graced our stage and grown our amazing company, I'm amazed at how many talents could do the same work. All big goals for all people seem possible, but not probable. And that's what makes the journey exciting and worth it. Decide how you want to live and then stop doing anything that isn't that. It's easy to say no to distractions when there's a deeper yes burning within. Fake it till you make it. Like some of you, I've held the hand of loved ones in life to death transition. My friends, no matter how long we live, those years will be too short. A recurring theme in life conversation is, I should have done this, or I wish I'd done that. I want to challenge you this morning to live with a strong vision for what can be, all in, no regrets. The time is short. People who get their intention to manifest in their behavior get to have a new experience. Don't keep an old mindset walking into a new year of possibilities. Get addicted to anticipating what is coming. There are disruptive moments in your life when you hear a message, you have an experience, and they become turning points of your life. I pray 2019 is a disruptive moment for you. It takes courage and faith. Courage to give unrelenting effort every day, and faith, belief that as you show up in the now with an eye on a future reality, open-handed to the world for what you have to give and receive, that as you grow in the destiny of who God knit you in your mother's womb, there is no one like you. Open your hands. I want you to close them back in. When you live closed-handed, you live cut off. But I challenge you to open your hand one at a time. R, recognize your dream. Follow along with me. R, resist the approval of others who don't get your dream. 3, reject comparison, distractions, and discouragement. 4, replace old fears with new beliefs, new thoughts, work, grit, courage, and go the distance. And then rely, nothing is too hard when we embrace the truth that He is able to do exceedingly more than all we could ask, think, or imagine, according to His power that's at work within us. When you live with your arms open, there's new possibility. Do you see new possibility for your life? Maybe the journey isn't about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming everything that really isn't you, so that you can be who you were meant to be in the first place. We're all in process. I want you to think of a picture of your little girl self, maybe age 5 or 6, maybe first grade. Maybe you had bangs or PE hair, or the picture didn't go well, but think of the little girl. Who is she? What does she want? What did God have in mind for her? Will she grow up to be a woman of wisdom, influence, and grace? What will she do with the talent she's been given? How will she respond to the curveballs of life? Is there a well done waiting for her? Will she invest in others and show love and encouragement and cause others to dream big and live out the talents of their lives? Do something today and show that little girl just how powerful her adult self has chosen to become in the right now. The only place true change can occur is where the past can be dissolved, is in the right now. If you think you can, you can. Connect with everybody who comes within 3 feet of you. Just go ahead and fake it till you make it. Honoring this morning our founder for the brilliant, ageless, timeless woman, leader, legacy, and entrepreneur that she was by passing it on. Because I said I would, and because I believe our best and most rich days as a company are ahead, and I invite you with great enthusiasm, belief, and courage to do the same in the power of now. God bless you, Godspeed, and continue to shine brightly.
Let's give another round of applause for Independent Executive National Sales Director, Pamela Waldrop Shaw.